What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. It is Tuesday, August 26th. Like I said, I'm your host. That right there is my dog, Maverick. Vibe curator is what we've been calling him these days. We even made him his own little logo for the thumbnail. So you might be seeing that pop up there a little bit. Just thought, he's always back there. He's always just chilling. He's my guy back there. And I thought he deserved a little skin in the game, so he got his own logo. So there he is. You got anything to say back there, guy? You got your Mahi toy and all your bones back there, and he'll probably be there the rest of the episode. But we got a really special interview today. Super cool guy. But before we get into the interview, Riversmith Outfitters, use code Wrangler10 at checkout to save 10%, and save 10%. Go get one of those river quivers. Go get one of those. Go get one of those Convoy Series bags and all that good jazz. All that stuff is very, very nice. Very quality stuff. So go and check it out. But without further ado, Mr. Chase from Slayfest Fishing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview. This is Slayfest Fishing. I'll kick it over to you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, so my name's Chase. I'm the founder and owner of Slayfest Fishing Co., a company that sells stickers and merchandise like hats and t-shirts online. And then I also run the Slayfest Fishing YouTube channel as well.
Sweet, man. So Slayfest started on the banks of the rivers in southern Oregon. What's the story behind those early days and the idea to start your brand?
Yeah, I think it's kind of there's two parts to starting Slayfest. I've been raised in Southern Oregon my whole life, so I would say, I learned how to fish. I learned my appreciation for the river and kind of my passion for the outdoors in Southern Oregon. And then I ended up going up to college to play football in Montana. And then that's kind of where the ball started to get going for Slayfest, and that's when I started making stickers and I made a Instagram, and it's kind of just snowballed from there. So I think I kind of combined two places that I've lived and two experiences in my life to form Slayfest. And I think when I look back at growing up in Southern Oregon, I would always kind of make fishing videos with friends and I watched guys like John B and, the big YouTubers, and I always wanted to go out and fish and be able to capture. I never really thought I'd be posting it on YouTube, but just capturing the memories and the moments, and it just kind of grew from there.
I got you, man. Dude, yeah, I think there was a point in time where everybody was watching John B.
Oh, I still watch him today, so.
Yeah, dude, he's pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Peric is too, man.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy that was involved in my high school fishing club that actually boat captained those two when they were tournament fishing in high school.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
dude. He before they got big, when they first started making their videos and stuff. And dude, he has legit home videos of John B and Alex
No
Peric
way.
on the boat,
That's awesome.
screaming at each other. It's pretty cool. But dude, where'd you play ball in college?
I played at a smaller school called Carroll College
Oh, cool.
out in Helena. Yeah.
Nice. I bet you
Yeah.
got some good fishing in up there. That's like a hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the Missouri River and all the different lakes, and it's kind of, it's not like Missoula or Bozeman where you're by the big time guided rivers, but you're in a driving distance to the Blackfoot, to the Clark Fork, to the Madison, to the Gallatin. So there's a lot of different opportunities, but you're kind of not tucked away because the Missouri is crazy in the spring, but you can find some creeks and some lakes and small streams that nobody's around. So you get into some really good fishing up there.
That's good, dude. Like, cause see, I know a lot of people. Like, I know a couple guys up in Montana, and they're like, dude, if you go to any of those big towns where they're like heavily guided rivers and stuff like that, they're like, it's hard to find a
Oh
spot
yeah.
on the river, dude. Cause
The
like
the
people just go
Missouri is
crazy
like that
over
for sure.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's it. I went on a float. I guess it was over a year ago now with my buddy over at Blue Ribbon Nets, and we floated the Missouri. And I mean, any public access spot, it's shoulder to shoulder. I mean, it's like a line of marching ants of just boats floating down the river. Everyone's fishing. It's one of the most insane things you can see out fishing for sure.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, that's nuts. When it's like you got drift boats like gunnel to gunnel in the middle of the
Oh
river,
yeah,
and they're like
yeah.
literally like playing hopscotch over each other.
Pretty much, and then you get one guide or that one guy who's just sitting in the hole and anchored up, and you kind of just got to go around them and do your own thing. But
Yep.
I mean, when you got 100+ people out there any given day, that's kind of just what to expect, I guess.
Yeah, but your tagline is "fishing is fishing." What does that phrase mean to you, and like how does it drive everything you do?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider, so I do a lot of fly fishing on my channel, and a lot of my page is fly fishing, but I would never, I don't know, I don't consider myself a fly angler, fly fisherman.
I got you.
I think that kind of stems from I grew up on the spinning rod, chasing after salmon, steelhead, trout, watching John B videos and throwing some bass gear. So I think I have that background, and then I moved up to Montana, and it was kind of that's just what you do. It's just what you learn, and then I kind of got hooked into it. It's a little bit of an addiction, but
Oh
I
yeah,
just I don't know. I never felt like I fell into like the fly fishing, like I guess the stereotypes of fly fishing, but I would say that's why fishing is fishing to me because I'll go target bass and I'll go target pike, trout, burbot. I mean whatever I can get my hands on or get an experience with, I'll go target it. And it doesn't have to be with a fly rod. It can be ice fishing or tenkara. So that's kind of my tagline, fishing is fishing, kind of stems from that because I'm just open to all experiences. And I just feel like I'm a multi-species angler that will find any way to catch these fish.
I got you. Here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let the dog out quick.
Yeah, you're all good.
Hey, you want to go out there again? There you go, pal. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
He's a little Boston Terrier. He'll either sleep up there or he gets antsy and wants to get out. There's like no in between.
Gotcha.
But I get it. I completely agree with what you said there, dude. Like no matter what you're doing, like you just want to be out there fishing.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I think like everybody always like some people not really, but I started bass fishing when I was younger,
No,
and I
yeah.
think that's like the gateway to the addiction of like fly fishing, tenkara fishing, and wanting to try everything else.
Yeah, it's definitely the gateway into all sorts of fishing, especially when I would say bass fishing is definitely it's definitely more popular than fly angling. I mean, you're gonna find more bass fishing content online or in general. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
definitely easier to get into that. But then, you start looking at some of the videos and as a high school kid in Southern Oregon, I'm trying to go catch these giant 5 pound bass and bigger than that, and you kind of realize maybe the bass fishing's better in southern states and the Midwest. So you kind of you get into bass fishing, but you catch other species from it, and it just kind of snowballs into it's kind of just a exploration and the adventure of what are you gonna pull out.
oh yeah, dude. Like it is kind of that way, dude. Like if you want to go chase like big 10 pounders, it's like Texas, sometimes South Carolina, Santee really, but
Hmm.
um, Florida, those southern states. That's just like they're like Florida and Texas. Their Parks and Rec department just thrives on
Yeah.
growing just big bass, and you throw them into those lakes and tag them. People will travel those states to go and fish for those tagged like double digit fish, and they'll
Yeah,
have
it's
hold up
crazy.
contests. It's so cool to watch, and it's like when I lived in Florida for 2 years, it's like you hear somebody losing their mind down like a big grass flat, and you'd be like,
Hmm.
oh, I wonder what happened. You pull up on them, they're like, oh, I just caught like a $500 tagged fish. It's like,
Oh,
damn,
wow. So
yeah,
like they go after these fish, they're tagged and they win money from catching like a
yeah,
big 10. Oh, whoa, wow.
dude, it's
I've
nuts,
never even
cause
heard of that. That's
dude,
crazy.
so in Florida, every summer and spring they do it. They tag one. There's like different colors of tags, and it's like more more money for different colors.
Really?
And they in one lake around the entire state, they stick a fish with a gold tag,
Okay.
and they like track it and everything like that. And if it gets caught, the guy that catches it wins a brand new Toyota Tundra and a Phoenix every single summer.
Wow.
It's insane.
That's
Um,
insane.
and they'll like give out like hints on what lake the gold tagged fish is in,
Okay.
and it's just like a cool little revenue generator for the state of Florida too, because it's like it
Yeah, I
draws a
bet.
bunch of people that lake, and then they also have to buy like the trophy program edition onto like their 4 or 5 day license, because you have to have like a
Okay.
certain license or add-on that.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
not just anyone can get a license and yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
dude. And
That's crazy.
it happens to so many people, like where they come down for like a tournament and they don't get like the trophy program thing onto their like
Hmm.
5 6 day license, however long they're down there, and then they'll catch a tagged fish and they're like, dude, I didn't get the trophy program thing. They got to throw it back. They can't like take
Oh
out the
man.
tag, go down to the tackle shop and add it onto their license. They
Yeah.
gotta, yeah, they like there was a pro I think in a BFL that caught one, and he didn't have it, and
Oh
it was like
really?
an $800 fish. I was like, dude, that would
That's
freaking
probably so devastating to know.
yeah.
You know, you're just probably like, I'm not gonna get the trophy license, and then you catch that giant fish.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
that'd
then
be devastating. That'd be awful.
dude, and like how I looked at it, I was like, dude, imagine if I don't do well in the tournament and
Hmm.
I've driven a long way and you're essentially just nutting up and going home. That eight
Yeah.
hundred dollars on the way home would have been feeling mighty nice in your pocket after
Yeah.
getting,
Oh yeah, I bet.
dude, yeah, that. But like, I hate hearing those stories where it's like, well, didn't get it, caught a
That's
five hundred
crazy.
dollar fish.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but you're creating apparel and stickers that folks will love and they'll look fresh on the water. How do you nail the aesthetic while staying true to the anglers? You think?
Yeah, I think part of that is there's a little bit of a steelhead background to that of just I kind of have the black and white, and it's just kind of it's subtle. It's not over the top. It's not over the top designs. It's kind of angler designing designs for anglers. So I think that kind of goes back to the shirts and the hats and whatnot. I think it's not flashy, but it's comfortable. It looks good on the water, and you know, it's just it's not over the top. I think that's the biggest part.
Yeah, I think that's where you see some brands like kind of go astray. Is they try and do all this? They almost try and like do too much, you know?
Yeah, doing too much. That's I just kind of I mean, I've created apparel and stickers that I would personally wear myself, that I would put on my water bottles, that I put on my own computer. Like, I think that's the biggest thing for me is if I'm not going to wear it personally, then I don't know why I would want to sell it to others. And I know everyone's got different styles and different preferences, but I don't want to create a brand that I just can't back myself.
Yeah. That, and I think there should be more founders
Yeah,
and stuff like that that should be thinking like that, you know. And
absolutely.
I think you'd have a lot more quality, but it's dude, it's crazy. Like kind of some of these companies in the industry now that it's like
Yeah, there's so
it's
many popping up. It's crazy. It's definitely a very competitive and difficult thing to get into, the apparel and the stickers.
oh
But
yeah.
it's definitely a lot of fun and you learn a lot. You learn a lot about marketing, a lot about business, and you grow your skills a lot by diving into something like this.
Oh yeah. But dude, it's one of the crazier things I've seen this year, dude. Did you see the whole Sims Grateful Dead collab?
I did, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're wanting you to pay $1,000 for a waiter just because it's I mean given it's the G3 and
Yeah.
it's got like the pattern. I'm like, dude, that is the definition of
See, I didn't see that. I only saw I kind of saw like a Instagram post and I kind of just assumed it would be, just t-shirts and some hats because I'm a big football fan. I'm a big University of Oregon football fan.
heck yeah,
I saw some like sneak peek that there might be a Grateful Dead jersey this year with the
yeah.
1,000 jerseys and it's a cool t-shirt, but $1,000 waiters, I can't wrap my mind around that.
I
It's
can't
just,
either.
I mean, waiters are expensive already, and I go through them pretty fast, so I don't know if I'm going to be spending $1,000, especially for it's kind of a weird random collab.
Very, dude. I saw some comments on it that were like pretty spot on.
Really?
That I'll tell you about that when we get off here.
Yeah.
Um, but dude, that the University of Oregon collab looks pretty cool. Like that little snippet they did on their Twitter page was sick.
I hope it's true because I that would be pretty sick to see this season.
Oh yeah, dude, and like yeah, it looked pretty cool. They're doing like a tie dye out.
Yep.
Dude, I saw some people hating on it. I was like, dude, that's something that like college football hasn't really seen before. And it's always Oregon that's going to be that team
Yeah.
that like that will do something like that but will drop an absolutely insane uniform combo for it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a University of Oregon thing to do, all the unique uniforms.
Yeah, dude. My brother went through a phase where he was a massive Oregon fan, like in the D'Anthony Thomas,
Okay, yeah.
Michael James teams. He had
Oh
a
yeah.
giant O on his wall.
Really?
He had his room painted like green and yellow.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
yeah, dude. He loved it, dude. D'Anthony Thomas, man, like that punt returner was absolutely insane. He was a crazy
Oh
like
yeah.
run back too.
He was
That
so fast. It was so fun to watch.
Yeah, dude, Kenyon Barner was on that team. Kenyon Barner was lightning fast too, dude. And
The running backs back then were so good. Mix them in
oh
with
yeah,
Darren Thomas and Marcus Mariota. Those are some really fast teams right there.
oh yeah, dude. Was that wasn't Chip Kelly teams, were they?
It was, yeah, it was. It
Yeah,
was
it
Chip
was Chip,
Kelly.
dude. It was the only team Chip Kelly ever was like good at was Oregon, and then he
I
then
know,
he
he kind of fell off after that.
yeah he went to the Eagles and everybody hated him. Like, dude, there are still players coming out and like talking smack about Chip Kelly. That like I know, what's his name? LaShawn McCoy
Yeah,
stays talking shit about Chip Kelly.
really.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts.
I think, yeah, his coaching style just didn't match up with the NFL. He was too
Yeah,
strict, and the NFL, those are grown men that are it's a job for them. Or the college guys, you can have a little more, I guess, hover over them a little bit more and have some
yeah,
more rules compared to the guys that are playing football for their job.
yeah, legit, dude. It's yeah, that's still, dude. Those Chip Kelly Oregon teams are the best.
Oh yeah, it was just so innovative. Definitely changed the game of college football because now
Oh yeah,
everyone's throwing the ball like that, running motions. They're fast like that. I think the only thing those teams lacked was the big old SEC D line and offensive line. I think
yeah.
they would have been really dangerous if they
Dude,
had that.
they had the fastest. They had that was the fastest option. Not option. The fastest offense college football has ever seen to
Yeah,
this day. Dude, like they'd run the read option. They literally like blended. They took like 4 or 5 different play styles and playbooks, and just jammed them into one. It was like, we're gonna run the fastest offense in
Yeah,
college football. We're gonna run the ball down your throat with two of the fastest running backs in college football, and you're gonna watch us do it. And
yeah,
that's what they
especially when
did.
you're snapping every 5 seconds, play, 5 seconds, snap, play, 5 seconds, snap. I mean, that's kind of hard for a defense to get set up and prepare against a team like that.
Oh yeah, dude. But Slayfest represents anglers from Southern Oregon to Montana. How do those backdrops shape your creative choices, you think?
I think it definitely shapes my creative choices just from growing up in Southern Oregon and then living in Montana a little bit. I think my personal circle of people that I spend time in the outdoors with are very similar and like-minded. They've either it's been Southern Oregon with people that I've grown up with and I've spent a lot of time with on the water, on the lakes and out in the woods, and then out in Montana, I you kind of meet. I was a Oregon kid going up to it was foreign place to me. I'd never lived out of the state of Oregon, and there was a handful of other guys like that. So we kind of bonded over our love for the outdoors, our love for fishing, our interest in wanting to pick up fly fishing. And then I think it just kind of grew from there. I think a lot of your creative choices and your interests come from where you're at and where you're at the time. Because
Yeah.
I know for right now, I'm back in Southern Oregon and I'm doing steelhead videos and I'm trying to do the Oregon experience. I'm going on Oregon hikes and I'm going to famous rivers around here and I'm camping around here. But I know, like, at the same time, that if I were to say, we were talking about Florida, if I would have moved to Florida, I'm sure I'd really gotten into catching giant bass and saltwater fishing and peacock bass. And I think a lot of your creativity comes from what's kind of the people around you and kind of the environment around you as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. Dude, I think that's like a big component into like music choice too, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like
absolutely.
like where you're at. That's how I am, like especially, dude. Like
Yeah.
when I was down in Florida, like all I listened to was like Kodak Black and
Yeah.
those Florida guys. And
Some
and then
South
it's
Florida rap.
yeah, dude. And it's like I moved back up here, and I was like, all right. I was like, it doesn't hit the same in the state of North
Yeah,
Carolina.
I
It's like
bet.
Kodak isn't making me want to run through a brick wall anymore, like it
Yeah.
was 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
but
that's kind of how I am too. When I was younger, we listened to a lot of rap music down here. I think that's probably the California influence in Southern Oregon. But Southern Oregon's very rural, it's very country. So it's kind of a you're listening to rap music and like Bay Area
yeah,
music that kids who transfer in bring kind of with them. And then I move up to Montana and it was full blown country music. That's all I listen to now. And then I come back home and it feels like everyone in Southern Oregon's listening to country music. They always have been, but I think it became more interesting to me when I moved from a rural place to a rural place. And then I came back and I kind of realized, you know, that's just kind of the country culture around Southern Oregon and Montana.
that's pretty cool though, man. It's like it's nuts how that happens. Um,
Yeah, it's very interesting for sure.
yeah, dude. But you share hunting, fishing, and preservation stories. Like one about shooting a buck and then tying a fly from its hair. How does that
Yeah.
storytelling like tie into your brand?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a you're tying together multiple interests. And I think especially on YouTube, you have to do that very, very like you have to kind of consider how you're doing it. You can't just rush into hunting content or rush into fly tying. And I've done a lot of fishing. So it was hunting. This was kind of the first year that I had gotten my license and I had gotten my deer tag. So it was kind of if I had the opportunity to shoot a blacktail, which it's shooting a blacktail is it's it's a grind out here in Southern Oregon and probably the rest of Oregon and just in general. It's so I always kind of had it in the back of my mind that if I had the opportunity to shoot deer, I wanted to kind of take some of that hair with me and I wanted to tie some flies and make a video. And I just kind of, I never really thought about a video per se, but it just kind of popped in my mind like this would be perfect to tie these interests and tie. I actually had been doing some fly tying videos, kind of slowly mixing it in there and kind of adding it to my content. And I was just, I don't know, it was one of those things that it seemed like a good story. It seemed like something I was personally interested in, and it kind of adds another layer to my channel and what I'm doing with Slayfest, tying in. It's and it's very gradual. It was only I didn't film the hunt, but I definitely showed some aspects of it. But trying to tie passions together, I think
Yeah.
it's pretty. It was pretty cool to do.
Dude, like it was crazy, dude. Like right before I did this out, like did the outline and was like
Hmm.
kind of like looking at stuff, looking on your YouTube channel. I was uh I was sitting there talking to my buddies. We do deer camp every year down in South Carolina,
Yeah.
and we go for like 5 days. And
Okay.
I was talking to him. I was like, dude, like you know what we got to do is like we got to kill a deer and tie a fly out of the tail and some of the other fur. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
that's a brilliant idea. And did you cut like when you did that? Did you cut the tail right off and or like clean it up or
So
like tan it?
it was a process. I didn't tan it. So I wanted to try to take the tail because you can kind of cut up the tail and take the bone out and then put borax on it. And those tail hairs are a little bit longer, good for streamers and different things like that. But I mean, this was the first time I've ever tried something like this. And I watched some meat eater videos and found some videos of some guys down in like Alabama cutting up whitetail. So like I was kind of going in blind. So it was all kind of it was a first time experience for me. But yeah, it was definitely a process. So I cut like a small square. I mean, not too big because I don't tie enough flies to justify taking that much hair, but I did enough that if I messed up in places, I could be able to cut more off, which that's exactly what I ended up having to do. But the process was I did cut it off and then I saw something online that you can pressure wash it. So instead of having to like
Oh,
scrape down on it, I staked it into the ground. It would have been better with like a wood board or something like that to staple it in there, nail it in. But then you just kind of start shooting the pressure washer down and you're taking out like that. There's kind of that pinkish layer in between kind of the fur and then the fat and the meat and everything. And you kind of spray that off and until it gets like just this pure white. And then once I got to there, I had to clean it a little bit because I waited a little too long to start doing it. And it's hot in Southern Oregon, so it's sitting out there in like 90 degrees. It just smelled real bad. So
oh,
I had to clean it, and I was soaking it in Dawn dish soap, and I was putting like fabric softener on it to just get rid of the nasty rotten smell. And it eventually went away. But then after that and drying it, I coated it with borax. And
oh,
I coated it, I rubbed it in there, and then after a few days, I took that borax off, just kind of shook it off, and then I put another layer. And I kind of did that for like a week. And then after a few weeks and letting it dry out and let the borax suck that moisture out and kill all the bacteria, I mean, you can knock on that fur and you can knock on like the skin part of the fur, and it felt like just kind of like a plastic. You could hear like a knocking on
yeah.
it. It was, I mean, if you wanted to get a better like preserve it better, you could definitely do some tanning solution and kind of stretch it out with nails and on a wooden board, or you can do I think you can take the brain and the brain. I think if you do a brain tan, there's like just enough in the brain that covers the entire skin of a deer.
Interesting.
But it gets a little too time consuming for me because I just want some of the hair to tie flies.
Yeah.
So I don't really need like the blanket and it to be soft. And so I went with the quicker and easier route, which it still wasn't that quick and easy.
That's probably what we'll do too. Take the easy route.
Yeah, definitely the easier route because if you're just trying to tie flies and tie muddlers and caddis and streamers, you just quickly take a chunk of it, spray it off, and just coat it up with some borax, and you should be pretty golden.
Heck yeah, dude. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try that. Dude,
it's a lot of fun.
our season starts September 13th, and
Okay.
I've been like counting down the days, dude. It's like as much
Yeah.
as I love fly fishing and stuff, it's like need to get up in a tree stand and just rot there
Yeah.
for a little bit on opening day.
Oh yeah. It's always good to get out in the woods and
Oh yeah,
just have some peace and quiet. Do you
I
guys have whitetail over
yeah,
there?
we got whitetail.
Whitetail.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
Cool.
I went to go
Nice.
and hang up one of my stands 2 weekends ago, and
Mm-hmm.
dude, it was so damn hot still. I
Really?
was like, I was literally in my linesman robe climbing up a tree, and I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna probably wait another 2 weeks to do this,
Yeah,
so it
I
cools
bet.
off at least another 10 degrees.
Yeah.
But
What's the temp look like for you guys when it's hunting season? Is it pretty
so
hot or does it cool down?
our like first, I want to say our first 3 4 weeks of season are dude, you're swatting mosquitoes in the stand. It
Okay.
sucks. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna hunt it because it's like I had to scratch that itch for about 4 days when
Yeah.
season starts, and but I'm sitting up there, dude. It's like you can't wear like camo shorts in the woods because they'll
Yeah.
see that like my lily white skin and and they'll jump off. But like I'm up there and like I'll tell you what though, Academy Sports makes some pretty good like breathable camo,
Okay.
and it's like good price. I'm up there in like some like breathable pants that are camo, and just like a thin like little like almost quarter zip kind of thing, camo quarter
Gotcha.
zip, and
Yeah.
you're still sweating, but it's like you're a lot
Comfortable
more
though.
comfortable than
Yeah.
wearing like your mid-season camo.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because like once like you're late October when like the rut starts hitting, here it's gonna be like hit or miss, man. Like
Okay.
October, November could either be like still hot or it could be freezing damn cold.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
That's pretty
December.
similar to Southern Oregon in a way. When I shot my deer, it was October 12th, and it was probably high 80s, low 90s when we kind of processed everything, and you know, not ideal for around here. We definitely probably cooled down a lot quicker than you guys out south, but it's still pretty hot, especially when you're in, hunting gear and you're out there
Yeah,
hiking in the woods.
dude, Florida was the freaking worst, man. Like,
Oh, I could imagine.
dude, it was the same thing. Like, you can't wear shorts, but it's
Yeah,
like you're out on public land in Florida. Like, dude, there's this private land in Florida is like hard to come by, and there's so much public
really?
land. They do a good job,
Huh.
but dude, like in Florida, what you're hunting in is probably so much different from like what you and I usually hunt.
Yeah,
To where
yeah,
it's like you're hunting big oak bottoms, like big swamps, and those
yeah.
deer like to get up high so that they can
Okay.
see everything, they can smell everything,
Mm-hmm.
and dude, it's I'm putting my climber up on public land, one walking it in with it on my back and a backpack and my bow, and I'm like I'm not even up in the tree yet, and I'm dripping sweat,
Well,
and
I'm
I'm
sure the
like,
humidity too over there
yeah,
is
dude,
probably
oh my
insane.
gosh. I remember one day I went and I was sitting there. I was in the Gothi National Forest in their archery only zone,
Mm-hmm.
and I went out there, walked in, and dude, it was so hot. Get up in my climber. There are pigs running around under me,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, you can legally shoot them in
Yeah,
Florida, and they want you to. I end up drawing back on one, and they run around like little chickens, dude. They're
yeah.
like making weird noises, and I was sitting there. I try to shoot at one. My arrow ends up like halfway down into the ground because one of them
Hmm.
ducks it as soon as I pull the
Dang.
trigger.
Dang.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, dang, dude, it's like 1 o'clock. I got to go get something to eat or I'm gonna fall out.
Hmm.
So I get out and I just leave my climber at the base of the tree. I'm gonna be back in like 15 minutes. So I go back, get back up into the tree, sweating bullets again, getting up into the tree. I look at my watch. It's like 2 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit in this weather. Like
Yeah.
heat, just like absolute heat of the day, 98 bazillion degrees. And I'm
It
just like,
sounds so miserable.
dude, it was miserable, dude. And the humidity from that, like literally, I was hunting like the back of a swamp, like an oak, like not an oak flat, but like a palm, like an oak hammock, and like
Yeah.
behind a swamp, dude.
Okay.
And it was so sticky. I was like, dude, this
Mm.
sucks.
Yeah, I've seen some meat eater videos of them going after, I think, like the Osceola
Yeah, the
turkey,
turkey.
and you can kind of the terrain just it looks definitely very different. It's being so far away. And I've never been to Florida, so it's like so crazy to me to think like that's what the terrain is, and that's what people are out hunting in that humidity, and
Yeah,
you're at the edges of swamps. It's it's definitely a different world for sure.
dude, it's crazy too. It's like you're up there, and you know the swamps are there, and it's like where there's swamps, there's gonna be gators.
Yeah.
When I'm up in a tree stand and I think I'm hearing like a giant deer walk through, and I look down and there's a gator walking under my climber, I'm just like, oh man. I was like,
Wow.
looks like I'm not getting down for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Letting
Jeez.
that big dog roll through.
That
But
would be
dude,
kind of creepy, I feel
dude,
like.
it was so eerie. I'm like, what is that? It was like I didn't see it because it was coming from behind me and it was just
Yeah.
making these weird noises, and I'm like,
Damn.
no way. Yeah, gator. And then,
Crazy. Wow.
dude, those Osceola turkeys are skittish too, dude.
Really?
Yeah, dude, they're insane.
Hmm.
Beautiful birds though. I never had the opportunity to kill one, but they outsmarted me every time I
Oh yeah.
went. But what's the Slayfest community like? Like, who are you building it for? Where are your people coming from, man?
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say what the Slayfest community is because I just kind of feel like there's so many different corners of the country and people that I've met, and fly fishermen, not fly fishermen, people who like hunting. So it's kind of it's kind of hard to pin them down to like one stereotype, one kind of audience. I think there's multiple different audiences. It's kind of like a ragtag kind of community. I think there's a lot of interest, and I think it's a lot of people that enjoy fly fishing, they enjoy their outdoor activity, but they're outside the stereotypes of, like the fly fishing purist or a dry fly
Yeah,
purist or a kind of like a trout bum. I think if I had to say one kind of stereotype or audience, I think it would probably be the opposite of that. And I'm not saying that those people don't enjoy the content, they don't buy any merch or anything, but I think it speaks more to the not so ordinary fly angler or fisherman in general.
yeah. And see, that's cool though, man. Like the more people that you can have from, excuse me, dang gum. Um, the more people you can have from like different demographics, man, the better for a community,
Oh yeah.
man. Like the more diversity, the better.
I think it makes what I'm doing a little more like scalable too. Like I see and I love watching, traditional fly fishing content or just traditional bass fishing content, but you kind of pigeonhole yourself in a way that if you're just the fly fisherman that goes after trout, that's kind of what you're known as. Where I don't think Slayfest is really known for really any specific species or any specific angling. I mean, probably more fly fishing for sure. That's just, I personally just have that bug. I have the addiction of fly fishing. So I,
Yeah.
I pick up the fly rod, but I don't think I'm not trout fishing for the fly rod all the time. I've done plenty of bass. I've done some perch fishing. I have coming out here maybe in a week or two. I've got a pike video and
Oh,
on the
sweet,
fly.
dude.
So there's just it's kind of in a way like those big YouTubers that go after multiple different species and they try to catch everything. I kind of have that in a way with fly fishing a little bit.
Heck yeah, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Um,
thanks.
have you thought about bringing people together like a meetup, group trip, or even like a sponsored event?
Um, Maybe not hosting them, but I've definitely considered and kind of thought about and pondered the idea of maybe going to some trade shows,
Yeah.
either as a booth or just going in general and getting to meet people in different communities and getting to network a little bit with some of the businesses out there and finding ways that Slayfest and their brand can collaborate and finding
Yeah.
different partnerships and finding other influencer type different fishermen, different anglers out there that might want to collaborate on content one day.
Yeah, man. I was just at one of those over the weekend, and it was pretty cool, dude. Like, I love going to those events because it's like
Yeah.
the events during the day, and then at night it's like usually like a bunch of us come together and
Yeah.
go and hang out and drink beer.
Yeah. And that's
That's always
it's
pretty fun.
part of my full-time job that I do outside of Slayfest. It's part of it is setting up trade shows and these big trade shows, and you definitely see the benefits of companies getting together and like-minded individuals, people in the same community and same passions getting together, and they're talking business and they're talking shop at the shows, but then the after party, so to say, they're getting to know each other on a closer level and sharing stories and sharing a drink or two.
Yeah, dude, that's like we used to do. We used to go to a lot of trade shows in college,
Yeah.
like one in Raleigh,
Hmm.
Richmond, and dude, there was always a couple where one dude always got way too out of hand. The night
I can imagine.
after day one of the show, one year with one of my buddies, and we ended up going out in downtown Richmond with one of my buddies and another one of our friends who's an Elite Series pro.
Uh-huh.
And dude, the Elite Series pro we were with ended up paying for every single drink the entire night. He's like, it's a write off. He's
No way.
like, it's a write off, dude. And he's like, I got these cards from these companies that it's essentially like if I take people out, he's like, I can pay for
That's awesome.
dinners and stuff like that. And we ended up going out with them, and
That's a
dude,
good
that
guy to go out with right
yeah,
there.
dude. And the next day at the show, dude, it was a drag, man. Like one of the
Oh, I'm
guys on our
sure.
team was in the bathroom throwing up. Like
Oh man.
I was like, ooh. I was like,
I've heard that about trade shows that the last day is just trying to get by.
yeah, dude. You see it at like every booth too. Like
Really?
by like 1 o'clock on the last day, they're like, all right, we're gonna do a 4 rods for like $140 just to sell all the stuff we came with. But what do you have next for Slayfest, man? Like new designs, expansion, collabs, or content you're excited to make, man?
Yeah. I think really my main focus right now is definitely YouTube. I've
Yeah,
seen from a business standpoint, I've had a lot of success with different partnerships and future collaboration. So I definitely think that's my main focus right now. I've been pretty consistent this summer, and I've definitely noticed it with subscribers going up and the views doing pretty well, having some of my most popular videos kind of back to back to back in a way.
that's
So I
good.
think YouTube for sure. I have the Pike video that I mentioned that's going to come out. Me and a buddy just floated a really cool river out here in southeastern Oregon. We might not have caught anything, but I mean, the river's too cool not to share, but there's a couple of collabs coming out. Some more Shadowbox collabs. I think that's a great way for Slayfest to collaborate with some other businesses.
Heck yeah, dude.
So we have a kind of a beer themed spinner collab hopefully coming out here soon.
Oh, that's gonna be badass.
Probably more, those will probably be more winterish when the fishing kind of slows down and being able to film content slows down a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
winter steelhead season, which is, well, that's a grind right there. So it'll probably some more of that, and then I'm collaborating with a really talented woodworker out of Minnesota, and then a really cool business that has kind of shared his family heirlooms and his family story. He's based out of Colorado, so we're getting like a three-state collab, and we're gonna do a really sick shadow box. And a little hint here, there might be a cool little giveaway at the end of
Oh,
that
nice,
too.
dude.
So yeah,
Nice, man.
those are some cool collabs, and it's the shadow boxes they're just fun to make. And if I am able to shoot another deer this year, you can definitely see something like that coming out again. And
Heck yeah, dude.
hopefully I'll film the hunt a little bit so we can, the viewers and everyone can see the actual process of the hunt. I'll do a better job of showing the process of preserving the hair.
I
So I
got
think
you.
it'll be definitely a more completed and well-rounded version. And that's if I shoot a deer. It's not so easy. I mean, I got pretty lucky this year with my first buck. It was the second time we went out, and I mean, this giant deer strolls up maybe 30, 40 yards away. So I could go 10 years around here and not see something again. So fingers
Dude,
crossed.
I had a big 10 point come out on my
Oh,
camera the other day, and I saw it. I was like, it's not September 13th yet. I was like, once September 13th comes around, I will never see that deer again during daylight.
probably. That's those big ones. They're tricky.
Dude,
They don't want to come out.
they're smart, man, and it's like
Yeah.
I've had it before, like middle of the rut, dude. My uncle from Florida came up here, and he was like, "Let's go hunt." I was like, "All right, dude, we'll go sit for a little bit," and got in there, and we got out there at like 6. Sun comes up, and no, it might have been earlier than that. It was probably 5. Sun comes up, and dude, it was cold. It was particularly cold this one week. And dude, like me, I was sitting there. I was like, "This is perfect." I was
Yeah.
like, "This is absolutely perfect weather." He's from Florida. I'm like, "Oh, he's." I was like, "TJ's gonna get cold," and
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, I'm ready to wrap it up when you are." And right before we're getting ready to wrap it up, like a big group of does comes in. One of them was pretty big, and they see us, and they turn around and run.
hmm
I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right. I was like, it's 8:45, 9. I was like, if you want to go, I'm good to go. So we leave, get out of the woods, and I look at my watch before we get into the car, and it's like 9:15. I'm driving down the road at like 9:25, and I hear
Uh-huh.
I hear my Tacticam send me a picture,
No
and
way.
I'm talking to my uncle. I'm like, I swear to God, that is gonna be that giant buck. Sure enough, I look down at it. I'm like, son
No
of a
way.
bitch, dude. Yeah,
Damn.
literally like minutes
That's
after we
crazy.
get out of the woods, dude. Like
Wow.
unbelievable. And I never
Dang.
saw that deer again. But
Yeah.
that just shows you
Wow.
how smart those big deer are.
Oh yeah.
They'll sit there and
Definitely.
watch you from a from
He
like
was
a
probably waiting for you guys to leave for sure.
yeah, dude, waiting for us to leave. He got up there right in front of the camera. Never saw him again. I was like, oh my
That's
gosh,
insane. Wow.
unbelievable. But
Man.
that dude, like you were talking about YouTube, man. That's one thing I got to be better about is doing like longer form stuff, dude. It's like I post these, and it's like
Yeah.
that's about all I have time to post.
Yeah. It's definitely a challenge, especially finding the time when you're full-time job and
Yeah.
you're doing stuff on social media, reaching out to people, it definitely, I have some late nights editing videos because especially since I've gotten longer form on the content and I'm trying to push things past 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes if I can. Those edits get long. It takes
Yeah.
some serious time, but it to me it's kind of it's in a way a hobby. I just really enjoy editing and making the videos. So in a way, Slayfest is kind of my excuse to make the videos and do it.
That's
So
cool.
it kind of goes hand in hand because I love doing it. I love going out there and filming. I love coming up with ideas and it gets me to go out to some really incredible places and chase after some incredible fish that if I if I wasn't making the videos and I wasn't editing them, I don't think I would probably be going to these places because I wouldn't find the motivation to drive 2 hours to go on a one night camping trip on the North Umpqua or go over to this awesome river that me and my friend floated. Like it's kind of the excuse for the adventures for
Yeah.
sure.
That is kind of like how I want it to be. Is it's like just document adventures, make it like original, kind of
Yeah,
uncut.
the documentation part too. It's fun to I don't personally like watching my videos, but every now and again, I do like clicking on some of the older ones and just I kind of forget some of the places that I've fished and the fish you've caught and some of the experiences I've had. So just having that documentation it's a ton of fun because it's kind of you're documenting a piece of your life in a way.
Yeah.
Documenting a passion for sure with the outdoors.
Oh yeah. But this is how I end all of our all of our episodes. Is the 5 songs for the Trout Tunes playlist.
Okay.
What you got?
Does it have to be off the top of the head, or can I go on
You
Spotify
can
and
go on Spotify.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's probably going to be a lot of country music for
Hey,
sure.
that's fine.
Let's see. Okay, I'm on my library. We'll just go through what I've got liked. I'm a big Hardy guy, so I
Oh,
definitely got
sweet.
to throw a couple Hardy songs in there. So I'll do two of his songs back to back.
Okay.
I'll do from his new album, Time to Be Dead, and then from one of his older albums, The Mockingbird and The Crow. I have those on repeat probably every day.
Heck yeah.
That's kind of how I listen to music. I find a handful of songs I really like, and then they're just on loop over and over and over
That's what I
again.
do too.
I find what I like, and I just keep playing it. Okay, number three, Broken Window Serenade by Whiskey Myers.
That's a
That's
great
a
song, dude.
The intro to that song is amazing.
Oh yeah.
That's a great song.
I had I had the privilege to see them and Eric Church play together in
Okay,
Charlotte.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Great show.
Okay, I have two more. Let's
Yep.
see. Um, oh, I have a good one that I'll save for last. Okay, I'll go Seven Summers, Morgan Wallen. I think that's kind of the song that got me into country. It's
Heck
kind of
yeah.
an easy song to get you into country.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I'm gonna throw this one's gonna be a little throwback to my second YouTube video on the Missouri River, Fishing in the Dark
Great
by
song.
the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. That was the intro to my second video on my YouTube channel. I did like this little edit and everything, so definitely gotta throw it back to that.
Heck yeah, dude. Did you have to go and like reach out to somebody to be able to use that?
Um, if I ever got monetized, I just won't get monetized by that video, which
I got you.
it's okay with me. It's a fun intro for sure.
Hell yeah.
So it's creative.
I got you.
So yeah.
Dude, I got Best Day Ever, Mac Miller.
Okay.
Blue Clear Sky, George Strait.
All right.
And then uh Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. Great
Okay.
song. Have you ever seen it might have been Prince playing that song with the cigarette hanging out in his guitar and it's smoking in the guitar and he's hitting
I
the
don't think
opening
so. I'll have
riff.
to Layla by.
Yeah, it's Derek and the Dominoes.
Derek and the Dominoes. Okay,
Dude, yeah, the opener for it is
I'll add it.
unbelievable. And then Chili Water, Widespread Panic, the Live in Athens, Georgia version.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Heck
man.
yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on tonight, dude. You got any last thanks and plugs that you want to put in here?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me. It was definitely a lot of fun. It was fun to chat for a little bit. If you want to find Slayfest Fishing, find us on Instagram, TikTok at Slayfest Fishing Co. And then YouTube, it's probably Slayfest Fishing Co. as well. Or you could just type in Slayfest Fishing and we'll have a list of videos you can watch. And then check us out at slayfest-fishing.square.site to find our website if you want to grab some hats, t-shirts, or stickers.
Sweet, dude. Well, if you ever find yourself in North Carolina, dude, shoot me a message. I'll get you on some fish.
Absolutely, yeah. Would love
Yeah,
to.
man. But I'm gonna click stop here, and then we gotta have some tracks and all that upload.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, man. Dude, thank you so much. All right, guys. That was Mr. Chase with Slayfest Fishing. Um, that was a really cool episode. Got a little college football, got a little deer hunting, got a lot of fishing. Um, I love episodes like that because it makes it super easy for me to ask questions, shoot the shit, because that's three things I love right there: college football, um, fishing, hunting. Three things that I could talk about all day. But really cool. Go check him out. Slayfest Fishing. On the YouTube, on everything. Just a really nice guy. Very quality interview, very well spoken, and very knowledgeable about what he does. And can't wait to have him on again. Um, but before we end the podcast, use code Wrangler10 at checkout at riversmith.com once again. And then if you do like this podcast, throw it a review on Spotify, subscribe to the YouTube channel, throw it a review on Apple. That helps me more than you know, and greatly appreciate everybody that does and doesn't do that. And I appreciate everybody that's been listening to this. Appreciate everybody that it follows the Instagram page, views all my stuff. But before we leave, again, we were up there at the Rise Fishing Festival up in Asheville at the Wrong Way River Cabins and Campground. Dude, such a great event, dude. Those cabins up there are unbelievable. Um, just a really awesome event. The people that put it on did a fantastic job. Um, and it was just an all around great event. A lot of cool vendors. They had everybody up there on Saturday night early to have like a little welcome party, which was really cool. Um, got to hang out with a lot of the free fly crew, which was really fun. Drink some beers with them and just hang out. So shout out to Shelton Steele and everybody that put on that event because it was a great event and I can't wait for the next one. So shout out to them. Until Friday, uh, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, leave a review on Apple, Spotify if you feel so inclined. And if you don't, that's fine. Thank you for listening. Everybody have a great rest of their week. Bye-bye. Boof.